am Mrs. Cavazos of the HB Zachary Orchestra doing a quick refresher on how to tune your strings without busting one. So we've had a lot of crazy cold temperatures here in Texas, which means our instruments are probably going to be all over the place tuning wise. And it's really easy to bust a string, especially the smaller strings over here, as you start turning them, cranking down on the pegs, doing the fine tuners, trying to get it balanced. So this is the easiest way I've found to tune your instrument without busting a string, especially if it's crazy out of tune. So here, this chart behind me, I have violin tuning in hertz. So hertz are just the speed of your sound waves going. We measure them in a unit called hertz, kind of like we measure things with feet and inches. It's how we measure some sound. So we are our magic number for our A string is going to be 440, 293 for our D string, G is 196, and our E string is 660 hertz. So you might find a slightly different number on websites. These are rounding from decimals. So some websites round up, some websites round down, but this is what we are using right now to get as close as we can to our tuning as possible. There are a whole bunch of free tuning sites that you could get that measure your sound, your notes that you play in hertz. I'll put the names of those websites in the description below so that you can click on those if you don't have a tuner at home. I have an app right here. I really like it because it uses smiley faces to tell you when you are in tune or out of tune. As I'm talking and changing my pitch, it's going to be picking up on the sound. As I play, it's going to be picking up the note I have. So, for example, it's giving me an A. There at the very bottom corner number, you'll be able to see the number of hertz. Right under the green word that says fine. Finding a tuner with hertz is going to really help you out because you'll be able to see how close you are to this. So what you want to do is tune your find out first actually how close or far away your pitch is. Let's say you're trying to tune the D string and your note is at 150 hertz. You have a whole bunch to catch up to 293. But if your D string is at 290 hertz, you know you're not going to need to turn the peg. You're just going to have to turn the fine tuner. So I'm going to purposefully untune my instrument. Let's go ahead and pick the D string. It is now out by a lot since I turned the peg. The magic number it is giving me is 220. I am nowhere near the 293 that I need to be. So I'm going to turn my peg at the same time that I pluck my string, and I'm going to look at my tuner. Did you hear the pitch go boom? That means I went higher, which is going to get closer to 293. I'm now at 270. That means I still need to turn my peg. I'm at 289. That's pretty close to that. So I'm going to try to use my fine tuners now to get as close as possible without going over 293. Once you start getting over these number of hertz, that's when you start getting to the danger zone of actually busting a string. So 293 is my magic number. And there I am, tuning without busting a string. So first thing, make sure that you have a tuner that shows you the number of hertz that you're having. I like, when my entire instrument is out of tune, I like to start with the lowest string and work my way up. Remember, you're going to have to keep going over the tuning for all of your strings because it is like a balloon. You squeeze one end, the other side gets bigger. You squeeze that end, another side gets bigger. Here, all of our strings are balanced with this little thing right here, and nothing is tied down, so it is constantly pulling and tugging in different directions. So once you get your string in tune and you get all the other strings in tune, you're going to have to go back and recheck all of them. So have a tuner. There are several free ones that gives you the number of hertz. Check where you are in comparison to the chart, which will also be below in the description. And try to get as close as you can to the number of hertz without going over. If you need to use your peg because you're really far away, same thing. Pluck it, listen to it as you're turning it to not go over the number of hertz. Once you get really close, then you can start using the fine tuners because you tune finely to get you to the number that you need. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. Hopefully this helps you out and gives you a better feeling for not busting a string. Again, here we are learning how to tune our instruments that are crazy out of tune without busting a string. Subscribe if you would like to keep on going and learning in these series of videos, and I'll see y'all later. Y'all take care and be safe.